Rebellion, the best North America has to offer. Avery, aren't you just patriotic?
Well, it's because I retired. I mean, yeah, otherwise, you're pretty damn good.
Well, I was talking about us, the best North America has to offer.
Oh, yeah, well, that's not a very high bar, but we'll take it. Everybody else has to take it, so it doesn't matter.
We got a new hero for Mikey. A hero that he has played before in his professional career, but more so a new hero for him playing it with Shopify Rebellion, which I think is interesting in general. I mean, when you're a stand-in, it's not necessarily all about what you like to play, right?
It's about what the team can do with it.
Yeah.
And so they're just playing around him. They're demoting Arteezy. You are no longer the true carry. Well, okay, don't say it like that. I mean, honestly, he probably just got a taste of the Midas last game. He's like, oh, man.
I need more Midas heroes.
I'm going back to that. Gave him the Doom. Going to go straight into it this game again. So the greed is good here in these NA matchups. And if you're not going to get run over in the lane, so what's the downside?
The NA flavor of the Doom carry. I think I've seen the NA teams run this the most.
It's like the Night Stalker equivalent versus these summons, I feel. You can eat the Ancient later. The lane's pretty free. You can get to this pretty fast Shiva's Guard, which is really nice versus these summon lineups. You just blink in, you have this aura. It's a lot of AoE slow. I kind of like it. This carry Dunims is very powerful. The CIS region was playing it for a long time, if you remember, and then it fell out a bit, but it looked pretty damn good. So this is a hero that just comes and goes in the meta. When it's in the meta, it's a pretty broken hero. That was a very old saying from another NA player back in the day, Eternal Envy. He used to say, if Doom is good, Doom is broken. And then we jam-picked Doom like 20 games and lost them also.
Well, I guess Doom wasn't good then, was it?
Well, yeah, but you know, when he's good, he's broken. I kind of agree. Like, the hero conceptually is really powerful. So maybe Arteezy's just feeling it. But again, the big question mark, crit on the Maiden, fly on the Priestess of the Moon. Yeah, who's playing 4 and who's playing 5 out here? Again, it's a laning decision. They want the Maiden down here because this lane is way stronger versus the Ench TB with the constant outspam on the early waves between Firestorm Nova, and then you have the creep kill that Frostbite is more reliable than trying to land an arrow. So Shopify just want to make their side lanes as strong as possible versus TSM team.
Okay.
It paid some dividends game 1.
I have a general question here.
Does look funny though.
Saberlight. It's going to be chased away. It looks like he's fine. When it comes to, okay, they really want to keep this crit with Saberlight sort of thing, or do they want to keep crit in the off lane? Like, when it comes to the laning phase mechanics, is being in the off lane versus the safe lane, do you think that's the difference maker, or do you think it's about the synergy between the duo?
It's both for sure.
Okay.
You definitely feel it as a support because you think about all these pulls and timings and equilibrium and your itemization and what you're doing for the core on the lane. What you have to do for a 1 position is different than what you have to do for a 3, depending on who you want to enable, who you want to shut down. And all these things change when you switch that lane up. So there's a lot of comfortability you lose that you have to gain somewhere else in terms of a hero matchup or something like that. I think in this case, Crit's very comfortable playing in that off lane. He's done it his whole career. I think this is a better lane setup for Shopify based on the players. So if they feel like the lane matchups are also better, why not do it?
Sure.
But he's going to get run down here. Fairy
Fire keeps him alive, but Tomato is faster. So he was able to run him down anyway. 315 movement speed. And of course, good old Crystal Maiden. Swift as the wolves of Ice Rack.
Man, that's a surprising death for Artor here.
Yeah, what the Lycan? You said the Doom is supposed to be the counter to this hero. What happened?
I think he should be doing fine, but it's just a bad death to give up. He was trying to get to this ring, being a little greedy with the regen, and it just doesn't pay off. Now he has to go boots instead. This feels really bad. The lane's shoving out, and there's that solo kill that you're looking for here. Add fuel to the fire. All 3 lanes getting kills for TSM here. Another very quick start for them.
TSM getting a little fired up.
I mean, if this were the NA DPC, I'd say it's already over. But unfortunately, we are on LAN, which means you actually have to play the mid-late game.
It's funny because it's true. Okay. I was just curious what Mikey was doing there. The overall setup for this match, of course, Shopify Rebellion have had a little bit better of go of it When it comes to the group stage, they're currently sitting at a score of 5-2, I believe, after last game's win, which also put TSM, who tied every series that they played in. They were at a score of 3-3, now 3-4. So they do want to even this up just so they have a chance to be able to stay in that top 4 area because, you know, it is very important. I mean, this is a very short group stage, but it's very impactful. You just do not get to play the rest of the tournament if you end up bottom 4 in your group.
Not a lot of time to catch up if you fall behind. I feel like TSM also tied a lot of their games at the last major they were in, right?
Yeah, and they still ended up in elimination territory.
So they're on a similar trajectory if they don't change things. I don't know, maybe Moonmeander just doesn't like winning games always. He just needs to warm up every series.
Well, either way, tie is the best they can hope for in this series, and it would still keep them at pace to be able to at least maybe go for a tie for 4th place or something like that. But yes, every one of these matches, very important when half the teams go out of a group.
This is going to be a pretty clunky game from Shopify. I think Kezu's read was right in terms of none of these Shopify cores really make rotations. They all kind of want their second, third item to get online in the team fights. There's no real playmaking potential here in terms of kills on lanes. It's just going to be trying to get their cores as much as possible before TSM just racks up the tempo. Because I think this game is in their control in terms of the moves you can make, how aggressive you can be. They are going Exort Invoker, which is going to give them some extra scale here as well. So you're not going to have this Vessel type build versus Huskar, but honestly, we don't see it too much nowadays anyway. And Exort Invoker can do just as well with the physical burst. So you have this Sunstrike that can also make some plays off of.
Ooh, look at this wrap.
Stuns, but there. And yeah, Centaur.
See if they can lead with a cold snap and catch up to him with the Bushwhack on the other side. Oh! Sunstrike
Crit
actually gets hanked up a little bit by Crit, but actually just makes things worse for Shopify as they both are going to die. Really nice collapse there from the TSM supports.
And there's just not going to be a punish on the side lanes. Again, there's no playmaking for the Shopify lineup. So TSM just have free reign with their supports here. And Enchantress is one of the most punishing supports in the game in terms of if you can't match where she moves on the map. Because she just solo kills cores in the ganks. She kills your towers. She kills your wards. She kills your jungle.
Might be able to get the kill on Kasane, and they will, so at least they are able to get a punish somewhere in there, and maybe a little bit more of a punish as they do manage to get the courier from Ari as well.
It's also a death I wouldn't expect up here, but hey, if you make it work, you can land the arrow. You need to be finding something, because once again, Whitemon is back in mid to sacrifice his courier to the Dota gods and say, and the deny on the ward. You know, he's feeling very generous today, showing a lot of mercy to the Shopify lineup. This is a 3-hero mid push again, though. And does Shopify want to respond? Okay, they're going to get another Obs dewarded here.
I mean, they have to respond, right?
It's just so much vision down, and it's just tough. It's tough to fight these supports with the Sunstrike follow.
Ooh, the Terrorblade is in some trouble here. Tomato taking a lot of damage. Saberlight trying to run him down.
Vanguard delivered with that Siege Wagon. It's a lot of pressure down here.
It is.
So taking advantage of the dual roam for TSM, trying to force them back on the map. Tomato's going to salve up. Does hit 6, so he has Sunder. Might get some cheeky Sunder Sunstrike play. They don't have stuns to prevent it.
Yeah, there's an opportunity here. Ari's running in, meta, and there goes the Sunder. So Saberlight gets a little bit low, and they do manage to hit him with a Bushwhack and see if this is enough damage. Turns around, actually. He's going to fight back with the Vanguard. Maybe he actually wins this. No way. Saberlight, great read by him as the Terrorblade just not able to do enough damage over the Atrophy Aura plus the damage block coming into play. Meanwhile, we did have Mikey die once again in the mid lane while we were watching that one. So another devastating loss for Shopify when it comes to this mid lane. And they just do not have the supports to help them.
It's deja vu from game 1. And the downside of that solo kill mid, though, was he didn't have Sunstrike for that bottom play, which is what Tomato was kind of thinking.
Yeah.
Where's my Sunstrike? Where's my Sunstrike? I killed Huskar, bro. What do you want from me?
I feel like, though, that Huskar is a hero that is much more reliant on a good laning phase and snowballing off of that, whereas Batrider has multiple ways of being able to recover off, like, ancient stacks that we saw last time.
Huskar can still jungle pretty fast. I agree in the type of game flow you want in this hero is he kind of just stalemates mid, free farms, enemy free farms, whatever. You have maybe 1 or 2 stacks, and you get that really fast armlet into a Roshan. He's not going to have that game flow at all this game. He's really far behind on this Huskar. And
look at that body blocking from Crit. Hits him with the Frostbite, and of course Thunder's still on cooldown, so if he keeps body blocking him just a little bit more, man, Crit is just demolishing him. That slow Crystal Maiden actually works for a great hero to body block like that. Meanwhile, Whitemon dies to Mikey. Bushwhack in the mid lane. Fly gets popped by Bryle as the pressure continues on this mid lane and also continues on Mikey's Huskar. He left the mid lane to go jungle and still got found there.
No, he's not safe anywhere, man.
No.
And that is a bad sign because it was a very light committal to get that Huskar kill. You didn't even use Lycan ult. So you still have that play ability top. Tomato's still going to go bottom as they're messing around mid. Saberlight gets dragged here to defend this, so that'll open up bottom lane back for the Terrorblade, and it'll open up top if Kasane wants to get aggressive, which the Golden Roshan shall fall. An iconic courier. Honestly, that is the most satisfying courier to kill in the game.
Because it's worth so much money?
No, because it's Arteezy's.
Oh, okay.
every single NA player has felt that feeling of killing Arteezy's courier.
Look at this body blocking from Tomato. Turning it right back around on Shopify, on Mikey specifically. Beautiful stuff.
Man, where is this Huskar going in this game?
Yeah, why was he down there exactly?
He has nowhere else to go.
Oh, nice arrow from the high ground from Fly. Finds an opening on Bryle. Bryle, he would racked up a lot of kills. That was a mega kill streak. So they got 550 gold for that one.
Man, Crit is setting a lot up in both these games on heroes that are unconventional for him. Like, honestly, it's impressive how much he has kept Shopify in these early games. Once more, he's just keeping him in him with pretty decent lane phase, finding the extra kill on Tomato, slowing down this Terrorblade. As rough a game as Mikey's had, Tomato's not had a better one here. And honestly, I felt he should have just gone top and made the push with the Lycan and kicked the Doom out instead of lingering in this bottom lane versus a TB Maiden that he's not favored at all versus, especially when Whitemon wanted to leave the lane early. Normally when your Ench leaves lane this early, you leave the lane with the carry in the 1v2. Tomato's just decided to play down here and defend this tower. Maybe feeling that top push was not that good, but I don't
also, aren't your heroes... Isn't Terrorblade... Like, the way I think about it is that a Huskar really wants his towers to stay alive, whereas Terrorblade, I think, doesn't mind, because he just illusion pushes down lanes.
Yeah, if you trade towers, you're fine with Terrorblade.
Yeah.
Oh, the dog!
Oh, barely got him with that deafening blast.
Persona for what? You're not faster, son.
Imagine if the wolf persona made you, like, 15 movement speed faster.
Pay to win. Think of how many boxes they'd sell with that one. Do you get this tier 1 tower push bottom? I mean, Saberlight's getting dragged around. He's their biggest tower defender. He's on double duty because this Huskar got kicked out and he is not an entity in this game. So you got to feel for him. Arteezy did get to Midas and he's kind of been untouched though. That's like the one good thing going for Shopify right now. He is very farm on this safe lane Doom and he has not been threatened to be kicked out of this lane at all. His tower is 100% HP. More damage to mid. Man, Bryle is just taking it to him in here.
Yeah, he is relentless in this mid lane. The Deafening Blast will collect another kill.
There's just no response. The lineup's too clunky for Shopify to take this 3v3 mid skirmish, especially with a Huskar who got solo killed twice, basically. And they are getting punished there for sure. It's just a question of can TSM transition this into some more solid map control. Because I think you want to start punishing some of these other heroes on Shopify outside of this Huskar. Like, he's set back. You can maybe keep killing him a bit, but you're giving Arteezy a window to maybe win the fight if he gets farmed enough. It's still a ways away. It's lurking.
Moonlight Shadow will save Mikey from that bit of aggression, but TSM continue to just live in the enemy jungle. Mikey doesn't really have many places to farm.
I find it really curious that TSM just never made this move top.
Arrow's gonna come out, but the burst damage. Ari comboing up so many times with Bryle. Beautiful stuff with the Sunstrike and the ult pop there from
Mikey?
Mikey's dead again. This is the same spot.
Yeah, who's ganking who here, son?
Did I hear a squeak?
His game flow is just completely off. There's nothing going for him. 6 deaths at 13.5 minutes. Well, this game's on Artur. I hope he brought his carry boots. Or his carry Midas. He's going to need it.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, Arteezy, I love it when he plays that way, but Arteezy is typically not the person to be creating space for other people. And I'm not sure if the Doom with the Midas Vanguard is also the hero to do that. But somebody's got to take some space and create something for Mikey to work with. I mean, if he can't get to a BKB, then he's just going to be a non-factor. Nice catch, though.
Here's a little cheeky kill on demand. Artur will line it up. I mean, if you can start delaying these pushes between the Doom and the Underlord, just make Lycan's game hard. If you delay this Roshan to the point where your Huskar can catch up, game might not look too bad, but right now it is definitely in TSM's control.
I don't know. 10 minutes could go by, and I'm not sure if Mikey's going to get any farm in that window of time, because TSM just seem to have his number.
What is that number? 911? Call the ambulance?
Yeah.
Get this man some triage. I think he's approaching negative GPM levels.
Yeah, I think his net worth has literally just stagnated.
Stay in the fountain for a minute or two.
5 minutes, yeah.
That's the problem with a hero like Huskar. If you have a rough laning phase, you lose your tower early, your ancients get invaded, these types of factors, there's just no other playability on the hero.
Yep.
He only does one thing. He farms for his first and second item, and you use it to take objectives or get to that early BKB. If you can't get there, you're just a creep.
He's thinking about Blink Dagger next? Sure, whatever.
I mean, you can blink out a fountain faster.
Gotta get out on map as quick as possible. It literally has stagnated for the last like
negative GPM,
2.5 minutes. Oh my god. This is just suffering. He's gonna get found again. I don't think they're gonna kill him this time.
He saw the ward because they had a sentry.
Yeah.
That's a huge sentry. Crit's gonna run in, try and make something happen.
Catches him with the pit. Ball of Frostbite, and eventually they'll be able to fight through that untouchable.
Hey, this is a good timing for Shopify. They have BKB on the Doom and the Crimson finished for Saberlight here.
Yeah,
so they are decently strong in a head-on fight if TSM wants to take it to them.
Mighty also got the most gold that he's gotten in the last like 10 minutes.
Because he didn't die. Yeah.
He got 163 off of the Observer Ward and 60 gold off of the Hellbear.
Plus the passive. That's a decent amount. Another good find.
Oh, the arrow's gonna land right before the Sunder can go off. Nicely played by Shopify. I mean, this trio seems to have some pretty good synergy right now. But once again, Ari and Bryle,
they're just
strike back. Ari is gonna sneak through the trees, but the burnout, it's too much. From behind though, Whitemon goes for the kill on a crit. Cold Snap's gonna stomp that TP. And I can see the Lycan cutting across the map. He wants to be here for another kill. Saberlight gets stomped by his TP, but the Dark Rift does allow him to get away to safety. Are they going to fall? That's into a tier 2, my friends.
So that's decent for Shopify outside of the fact Mikey died to neutrals.
What?
Yeah,
what?
The number 8 for him there. And I looked at the death summary, and there was no Sunstrike or anything. He just toggled died to neutral. So
wait, it said that. Wait. It says the Dire killed Mikey. What?
Well,
he's on the Dire.
I mean, there's no safe space for Sunguard.
What? No. I need a proper explanation. What?
I think that phone number wasn't 911. It was the Valve headquarters. Can we get a?
I'm so confused.
Usually that means he suicided, right? Like he got killed on a deny by something, but I don't know what it would have been. The death summary was literally just neutral creeps, so he died to neutrals. I'm sure of that much. Either way, that is going to slow down Shopify some warrior as Mikey gets killed by his own creeps apparently in dishonor.
All right, I know the panelists upstairs listening. We got production here. I need some like professional sleuthing. I need somebody to actually figure out what happened there, because my brain.
You know the phrase "hit himself in confusion." He literally hit himself in confusion. Huskar's known to kill himself every now and then.
Yeah.
Still, that was a good move for Shopify, but unfortunately, turns into a loss on the map that turns into that insta Roshan off the Lycan. This is the game pace that TSM want to set. They're not up too much gold, but that's just because you have the Doomflation ticking in the background as Arteezy has continued to climb the net worth chart. going very greedy here with an early bots as well. I would not be surprised to see TSM force early high grounds in this game.
It's pretty hard against that Crimson Guard, though.
It is, but you can bring heroes back and then make another smoke play across the map. It's exactly what's going to happen here. This is just a very natural move that's going to vacate the whole map for Shopify unless you want to die.
Maybe Crit wants to die.
That's the good job of a Crystal Maiden.
It's not going to be imprisoned inside of his base. Give me freedom or give me death.
Space for Mikey.
For how long?
I
mean, those neutrals are looking pretty damn menacing, apparently, so...
Nowhere is safe.
I like how Mikey's just going deeper and deeper into the enemy jungle.
I mean, he's staying away from those dire creeps. You don't want none of those. Oh, there's a little easy kill.
That's what the Blink Dagger was for.
Yeah. Bryle's like, no, he ain't getting away with this, son. Will he find him, though? Oh. Shh. Don't tell him. Don't tell him he's there.
Don't move. Keep it secret.
Does White One know?
No way.
What?
No way. Oh.
What?
He's peeking the lower trees. He thinks he's somewhere over here. And Mikey actually did slip out with a Blink Dagger and TP'd away.
Okay. I mean, I don't even know if that was good for him, but it looked pretty cool.
All right, now a Blink Dagger on Arteezy's Doom. So we're beginning to get to a point that I feel like Shopify could use the Doom to kill something.
Gonna try and go on Underlord. This Underlord's very tanky.
Yeah, but he's not that tanky, or maybe he is. Oh, Guardian Grease goes off with the Crimson Guard. Healed up. Kasane is still stuck inside the pit. Now here comes the Underlord as well, picking his targets. He still has not used the Doom, is trying to go for the kill on a Whitemon, and will be able to get it. Opted not to use the Doom on anybody in that engagement. Still got a kill, still forced TSM back. Not too bad.
Not what TSM were really looking for, though. Like, this is their strong period with Aegis and all this Lycan timing before the Doom is level 15, before he can eat that Ancient creep. Now he has it off that fight pretty much in one creep, and yeah, they're going to smoke. They still have everything up. These fights do not cost Shopify anything unless they use the Doom. And Bryle, you are up very far.
He's got a minute left on the Aegis.
They're going to kill him twice, though.
They're going to go for it. Is he going to use the Doom? He's going to hold off and use the Doom the second to life, I guess? Bryle does fall. The rest of the team, TSM is coming in. Tomato has that Scotty, too. He's going to come in with that, try and help out here. But Bryle is just stuck. He's surrounded by too many heroes, and they do not have a save for him. He does end up dying.
And
Crit's going to keep him at bay. Mikey goes in for the kill and does manage to get Ari stunned up by a Centaur there, so won't be able to chase for more, but the rest of Shopify can. They manage to catch Kasane. And Arteezy really wanted the last hit, apparently.
I mean, I'd want it too. He's got to do double duty this game.
Oh, the Dark Rift almost catching Tomato there. The pit just inches away from claiming another kill.
This just feels like last game, where TSM have the lead, they have control, they have Roche, but they can't put it together, and Shopify are just getting away with periods where they should not have as much farm as they do. And they have a 3K gold lead now. Again, where is the Terrorblade impact in this game? Like, you have Scotty here, but obviously this fight is not set up properly for him. Still, I don't feel like I felt Tomato's impact in this game.
No.
And I don't think I've felt really the illusion lane pressure either.
I mean, it should come into play now. I have a feeling he didn't have meta for that last fight or something.
No, he had it. I mean, that fight's hard to do.
He just opted not to use it.
Yeah, I don't blame him for that fight. I don't know, both games it feels like Tomato's playing on an island and he hasn't been able to join engagements that have been set up properly for him, and I think when that's happening, it's hard to snowball the games. And TSM are trying to play off this lane snowball, so the game's just stagnating. Once again, Crit is just messing with them, man. He's had a really good series.
How is he not dead?
I don't know.
How did a Crystal Maiden manage to walk away from them?
There's a lot of questions in this game. Mikey's going Octarine. That's pretty spicy. Kasane has been found by Arteezy again, just chain stunning him.
Oh, the hero! Oh, he stick the
sniped.
wolves onto Arteezy, which means there was no protection. And look at that. He left that kill to fly.
I mean, this is a changed man. 2018, Arteezy would have never given that last.
No. Old Artur never would have committed such blasphemy.
I mean, what is happening in these TSM games?
I don't know. They're falling apart.
It's just not lining up at all, and Shopify are punishing them very hard. Making better moves, finding the openings. Arteezy is quietly, well, maybe not even quietly, just having an immense game on this Doom that did not have a huge amount of playmaking options available to him early, but we are getting to the point where he will with the later Doom cooldowns. You get the Octarine plus level 20. This game changes a lot too. TSM still have a lot of network. They just haven't been able to use it.
He is almost there for the Octarine. Same goes with Mikey. What? Have you ever seen this one?
I mean, I don't think I've seen anything about this Huskar game. Not gonna lie, there's a lot of things about this Huskar game I don't think I've seen before.
Oh, no. Oh, no. The Sunstrike plus the Hoodwink ult. That is far too much firepower for poor old Mikey.
That's an invis room. I mean, what are you supposed to do? Unlucky, you know?
Kasani got off the ultimate. Centaur stomped. And now Ari showing up on the other side of the map. They're going to Dark Rift in to help out Artur. He cannot be left alone on an island here. In fact, with that Dark Rift and the pit, might be able to catch Ari here. Any helpers?
All right, Tomato has shown up. Time to get the damage
is going to work on Saberlight. That Crimson Guard can only do so much to protect him from the damage. Crit's going to be caught as well. Has to drop the freezing field. Eventually will be stopped. And he will be corralled and killed. That's going to be 2 down with Shopify running and praying for nobody else to get caught.
And that's the type of fight I feel like I was expecting from TSM for a lot of this game. Like, you bring the Terrorblade in. The Terrorblade does not need a lot of items to join this game.
Oh, dude, he just went back at it.
I mean, Arteezy wants to make some space happen. He does not want to lose too much map while his heroes are dead.
How did he even know that nobody was behind Ryle like that?
I mean, he doesn't. He just assumes that TSM are not going to expect this play. They're going to get greedy. Did he finish him, though?
No, he didn't finish him. The Quas is too much. Oh, and now he's going to die. The Bushwhack goes off. The Sunstrike pierces through the BKB. Oh, Bryle gets him back.
And Mikey killed by Tomato on the backside.
Oh, no. All right, well, now everything's falling apart for Shopify and TSM. Nice. I like that move right there. Sunder, so you could just go straight into the high ground.
No meta for 70. Might stall it here, but yeah, that's a lot of momentum. And that's what happens. You just bring this Terrorblade for one fight. Suddenly you open up some space. Arteezy feels the pressure, needs to make a solo move. Doesn't work out. Now you swing that gold very rapidly. What I was saying is this Terrorblade does not need a huge amount of items to have big impact in this game because he has the Lycan and the Invoker buff. You're throwing Alacrity on him. You're having Howl debilitate some of the durability from the Shopify side. You have Helma the Overlord buffing up his damage by another 18%. This Terrorblade is going to hit really damn hard in this game. You have to respect it here if you're Shopify because you don't have the best answers to him. You have some Underlord auras and you have Doom who can maybe doom him, but this Huskar being removed from that game really hurts their ability to man up.
I'm still waiting. Anybody.
Crit went through that? Oh my god.
God.
You psycho.
They're both going to be caught together in the Bushwhack. So
work out?
Arteezy does manage to get the opening in from behind, and he's laying into Brow right now. Crit is going to die, it looks like, to maybe. No, actually stays alive with the extra bit of armor from the freezing field. The Kasane army was not enough to pierce through the armor of the Crystal Maiden.
Yeah, but meta up in 2. The TSM are just stalling here.
Arrow, oh, almost got the pick off on a Whitemon. That would have been a good one because they need some sort of numbers advantage because, like you said, Tomato's almost ready to fight. Ari is going to be caught inside the pit here, but a beautiful tornado goes off. Now the meta goes out. Moonlight Shadow trying to get away. Force Staff doesn't get him up the cliff. He barely didn't make it. His fat ass is too heavy. Shopify are going to be able to get the rest. Oh, Mikey went back in. Are you crazy?
Got Ari.
Oh, well, now EG's Arteezy just goes in for it almost immediately. That is not the follow-up. They jump in once again. I mean, with the Doom and everything else, maybe the Terrorblade will burn out, but the rest of Shopify are certainly going to die for it. Look at Crit. He's trying to chase him down, and it is going to be enough. The Doom did burn him out, so...
But at what price? A very heavy price. You're just going to get team wiped here.
Can they do Roche without the TB, though?
They can, but is there a need to do it? you can just push the lanes and maybe do it when he's up because you don't have Doom now.
Yeah.
And I don't think you're fighting these fights without Doom. Honestly, pretty decent execution from Shopify considering
if he didn't get off the Sunder,
yeah, like
it would have been pretty simple.
And I kind of like how Mikey's trying to play the fights by blinking him, getting a disarm, disengaging, because he can't just go in and stand. He's way too poor.
Yeah.
That stuff's kind of cool, but TSM are finally grouping up and playing how their line is supposed to be played here, and it shows. Like, the damage from this TB is significant, and Bryle is starting to add his own to that fight. This is Exort Invoker. He did go Pipe. He did go Solar Crest. He did go Boots of Bearing. You're doing some right-click, but you're also providing the buffs. It's a very interesting hybrid build. Not to mention, Whitemon went Hurricane Pike on this Enchantress, has a Dagger of the Wristful. This Ench is picking up some of the damage slack. Maybe you throw Alacrity on her every once in a while. I mean, why not? And that's a problem for Mikey as well. These impetus shots hurt because he doesn't have the BKB or Halberd or anything like that.
Once Shopify.
This is an aggressive contest.
No meta on one side, but no Doom on the other. And they pretty easily clean up that Roshan before Shopify could get here. And now Saberlight is going to be caught, slowed down so much. He is a big tanky boy, though.
I mean, he's tanky, but
RTZ?
They're not committing too much.
Is he going to see an opening to be able to go in? He does. He sees an opening to go for Bryle. Doesn't really commit to it too much, though. Saberlight's able to back out. Oh, goes for a TP out. That means the Sunstrike will miss. Meanwhile, the rest of Shopify retreating again. Moonlight Shadow was able to allow them to get all of their heroes away.
Turn. Doom on Hoodwink.
Okay. BKB going out, and with Mikey committing, they will be able to get that kill, yes. Honestly, the disarm is doing some serious work from Mikey time and time again. It's allowing Shopify to actually jump in and not get blown up.
Kiting this terribly.
They are. He just got hit by another one. This Octarine idea is crazy good against this Terrorblade. It's destroying him. Mikey's ready to go in again. Hits them all with the disarm. Commits now onto the Invoker. A bit too much, perhaps, as he does end up dying. Tomato is low, but he gets off the Sunder again. They couldn't stop it. Now Saberlight's going to be run down with both the big cores on the side of Shopify dead. Mikey bought back, but Arteezy doesn't have that same luxury.
No, and I understand why they're doing this Hoodwink. You want to get the easy targets out of the fight. He also doesn't have buyback because I already used it earlier, so it's a guaranteed removal.
Yeah.
They're kiting these fights out pretty well, but I feel like if you don't have this Doom for the Terrorblade, you're not ultimately going to win that engagement, and he has Aegis on top of it. It's just a hard fight.
I mean, the idea they had the previous fight where Mikey jumped in and he life broke the, Tomato, if they had done that together where he life breaks and they blink in and doom him, it looks really cool, and it could actually be super effective against this Terrorblade. But as you said, he's got an Aegis now, so...
Yeah, the Aegis is the problem card here.
Yeah.
And now you have to base defend, waiting 20. You will have Doom pretty close to when he comes up because of the Octarine cooldown here. But again, Aegis still up for 3.
Glyph goes out. That's going to give him enough time for Arteezy to get here. Tornado EMP. Saberlight's going to have most of his mana burned away.
Do get this Halberd finished up for Saberlight as well. So there is a lot of disarm that can kite these fights out.
Yeah.
Nullifier completed for Bryle.
Oh, Mikey doesn't even have the Octarine.
No, he has dreams of an Octarine.
You go this way, and I'll go
And
that.
that's about it.
I mean, if he gets that plus the level 20 talent, that's a minus 5 second on the life break. He could just be going in and out constantly with both life break and the disarms.
I mean, the concept's amazing.
Yeah.
The 12 deaths have just prevented him getting it.
Yeah, if only. What could have been?
Bryle trying to scout here. Remember, he has Nullifier here for this Underlord. So
he's going to break that aggressive move from Shopify immediately. In the back lines, it's going to be Fly who dies first. Saberlight, no way out of this one. Mikey does jump in and immediately die.
Yeah.
So
he paid a visit to the Terrorblade. Did not like what he prescribed. This will be a base push. Unless Arteezy...
Oh, Arteezy's going to cut the wave.
They had a Glyph,
and he's been nullified.
They don't have BKB Pierce, but he doesn't have a TP. So he's going to have to run this one off.
Yeah, turn around and doom him. See if he gets the space to be able to get a blink off, and he does. Well, he can.
Yeah, get that Midas, son.
Peak efficiency here.
He has blink.
Oh, he never blinked away, and Ari's going to be able to catch him.
I mean, this is what you call some good old space creation. You know, unfortunately, your base is dying.
Yeah. There was still the mid lane was not that far away. So
a noble effort, though it was in vain. That'll be double racks for TSM here. Aegis still online for a minute.
Arrow is going to be able
Nice
to catch
connection.
Kasane. That's a nice pickoff. If they can get it and get out. BKB goes up, though, and Kasane is able to slip away. And now, once again, Saberlight's just left behind. Meta or no, Tomato certainly has the damage to be able to bring down the Underlord.
Remember that black hole from game 1, son? I'm here to pay it forward.
Tomato turns it right back around, and it's going to be Saberlight who's sent into the darkness. Okay.
Ball's too strong at this point. Underlord Aura is just not enough. And your Huskar is just too far behind. What a brutal game for him, man.
Ari has done some serious work on this Hoodwink, man. That Blink, oh, nice Centaur stun.
He has no Doom, though.
Yeah.
And he's going to get canceled here, I think.
Yeah. Oh, he is. The BKB didn't last long enough.
Unlucky.
Unlucky. All right. I think that is about it for Shopify. I just feel bad for Mikey, man. I'm glad this game is over because I can't watch him suffer.